Good afternoon from Kirksville, Missouri. This is Randy Carbon, and this is Rantin' Randy's Rant for the 25th day of June. Everybody seems to know the date. I'm seeing nobody. There we got one in the house. I'll just kind of wait around for a few people to get here. I've got an announcement about my show yesterday on Facebook that I think you will find interesting. All right. All right. We got two people in the house. Hello, Carol. All right. Now you're starting to arrive here. First off, I wanted to mention this on yesterday's show. The number of people liking uh, Angry and Loving is, I think, around 38, and it's still growing every. Hello, Bonnie. Growing quite a bit. The biggest thing about yesterday's Facebook was I had 1,400 shares. I mean, views. What do I mean? Shares. I wish. Had a lot of shares, though, and I'm thankful for those. That saves me a lot of time because I can double that number. I have quite a few groups I send it out to. So we now got three in the house, and Blue Dot family is assembling here. But I thought that was very interesting. That's the most views I have ever seen on one of my shows, and this was within. Last night I went to 1,000 pretty quickly after. Oh, I guess about an hour and a half. I looked out there. I had 868 views. I looked back another hour later, and I was at 1,000. Got up today, and I went and looked, and I was at 1,400 views. Oh, so this thing is growing. There's a lot more people starting to see me, and I hope that the same will be true for my YouTube show. We can grow this thing, people. I really need help by you going down, liking, sharing, and you people out there that are new, go ahead and subscribe. Don't bite. All right. I just wanted to start off with Cudlow now says there will be shutdowns, but not nationwide. That's totally opposite of what Donnie is saying. Donnie doesn't give a shit what's going on now with COVID-19, so he's not going to say anything about it. Fox Fuse was filming a Donnie Doofus town hall to be aired on Sean Hannity's Sean Panties in a Wad Hannity's show tonight. So there should be an interesting news dump on that, although it'll probably be Friday night before the news dump on that whole show. Fox News has been covering protests and protesters from weeks ago because they can't go even close to the pandemic because Supreme Leader doesn't want to talk about the pandemic. He's left that behind. Remember, he said yesterday with the Polish president that this was after COVID. Damn. Yeah. Oh, that man's unbelievable. Miami in the city council meeting, an argument about wearing masks, complete with a Trump banner arguing against masks, saying that it would kill people and it was against the Constitution. You better go back and read your Constitution. That is not unconstitutional, wearing a mask or being required to wear a damn mask. Not to say anything about, I protect you, And you're saying to other Miamians, I'm not going to protect you. Screw you. I have to have my freedom. And they were claiming, there was quite a few of them claiming it was unconstitutional. Like I said, better read that Constitution. That's not unconstitutional. In fact, to me, that's the new freedom. I'm fighting for freedom. You're trying to whine and be a little bitchy baby about, oh, they're interfering with my rights. This is not political. The damn virus don't care if you're Republican, independent, or a Democrat. It's going to get who it gets. And since it's trending toward younger people that want to go to bars and have all their freedom, they're going to get their parents sick and they're going to get their grandparents sick. And it might be fatal for them, but they don't give a shit. Don't interfere with their freedom. All because of this piece of shit that we have in the White House. And Donald Trump is moving to dismantle Obamacare during a pandemic. Boy, that makes sense. Taking away health care at a time like this, that is disgusting. And Trump came out, he saw an interview where one of the members of Black Lives Matter was saying that if they don't get what they want, you burn down the system. Didn't mean burn the country down, just the system that has all this systemic racism. That's what he was talking about. But you know how Fox will play on that one. And particularly since Trump accuses Black Lives Matter of promoting treason. That's the kettle calling the pot black. And scrolling headlines from today, 4.3 million Americans have filed for unemployment since March. An additional 1.48 million have filed recently in the last week or so. Okay, now we can get down to what I picked up. I sometimes get distracted. I leave Cuomo to go to Rachel, and then somehow, a lot of times, I don't get back to it. What I do is I usually pause Cuomo and then go to my DVR for Rachel. All right, got one like out there. And I like what they were saying last night. It is stupid to think masks are political. Like I said, it has nothing to do with being political. Never has, as Don Lemon would say. Last night, Chris interviewed his brother Andrew, governor of New York. And Cuomo, Andrew, said if it was testing enlarging the number of cases, why are there more hospitalization? People are getting sick and they're showing up at the hospital. Testing is not the problem. It's denial by these people. That is stupid. And after all, New York State has it under control. There's not many places that say that, not in the South and not in the West and not in the Midwest, right where I'm at. Now, this story I heard about last night, but CNN is kind of playing it down after talking to a doctor that 2 cities have no positive cases like Philadelphia and another one where the protesters were wearing masks. Uh, this doctor said there hadn't been enough time to say for positive that hasn't happened. Hello, Linda. All right. And well, I got 5 out there. Uh, that really, people, I could use a lot of help when it comes to sharing this show. And of course, I can't see how many of you are sharing my show on YouTube because that's not made visible to me. The only thing I can see is how many, like on Facebook, how many people view it. Unlike Facebook, where I can tell everybody, and that's why I thank everybody for sharing my show. So we can get past that story that's incomplete. Maybe in a week or so, we'll know more about how many cities, because they were wearing, most of them were wearing masks during the protest. Um, and yesterday, this is according to Rachel's show, Pence was talking to Republicans as the U.S. hits new single day high in coronavirus cases. Vice President Pence urged GOP senators Wednesday to focus on encouraging signs. Uh, despite the spike in coronavirus cases. Oh, if you forget it, it'll go away. Yeah, shit. You can't make this shit up. They're so stupid. And I wish I had more on some of the dumbass shit that was going on yesterday in the House hearing. I'm still working on that part of it. Governor Abbott of Texas telling Texans we need to turn this around is he now does daily news conferences. The number of patients hospitalized with the virus in Texas is more than doubled since the beginning of the month, reaching 4,092 Tuesday. And Montgomery County, Texas prepares for a lack of hospital beds for COVID-19 patients. The portable shelter, which they would not exceed $500,000, could hold up to 75 patients. Houston ICUs at 97% capacity as Texas coronavirus cases break records. Governor Abbott now saying, stay at home unless you have somewhere to go. He's not doing his Mike Pence impersonation anymore. Stuck in Don Lemon in this, dozens of Secret Service agents, I think it was 2 of them, tested positive, but that put dozens of Secret Service agents now have to self quarantine themselves. Oh, and that was after the Tulsa trip. COVID-19, 482 cases, a new high for a single day increase, and that's in Tulsa County. More than half of it is in Tulsa County, so I guess it's overall in that area. Tuesday's COVID update: North Carolina hospitalizations top 900 and rise to a new record. Arizona COVID-19 hospitalizations hit new high. 79 new deaths reported as daily cases of COVID-19 drops. Arizona statewide, 88% of ICU beds were in use for COVID-19 and other patients, which in itself, if you think about it, the ICU, what I heard was they've got COVID on one side, a gap in between them, and they've got the other patients on the other side of the ICU. Oh, but that's all they can do. Governor Cooper of North Carolina to pause phase 2 for 3 more weeks. New York will impose quarantine on visitors from states with big outbreaks. And let's see, they had to implement it really quick, aimed at preventing a rush of travelers to try to get in before the deadline. They made it last night at midnight. So today, if you're from Alabama, Arizona, Arkansas, Florida, North Carolina, South Carolina, Texas, Utah, and Washington State, you will have to quarantine for 14 days when you get there. That went into effect, like I said, at 12 a.m. today's date. Washington Post, Virginia poised to create first pandemic workplace safety mandates in the nation as Trump's labor agency sits on the sidelines. They're still not doing anything. The failure of the federal government will pit states against other states. Shit. The appeals court will decision, excuse me, can't read my writing, was 2-1 in finding basically that Judge Sullivan should shut up and take that Michael Flynn's charges have been dropped. The dissenting judge said it amounts to turning an aircraft carrier around. He pleaded guilty to all this shit. And now the government is saying, that's all right. We're still going to drop the case. This was before Judge Sullivan. And don't worry, I've been washing my hands all the time. Could even hold a hearing with, I believe it was retired Judge Gleason that was going to bring the case before the Department of Justice for the stupid ruling that they were making, taking away any charges on Michael Flynn after he lied to the FBI. There is a hope, and this is by Barbara McQuaid, a former U.S. attorney, that the court may have to review this she said there should be a reversal of this decision by the court. That wasn't the full court. Cities across the U.S. take down Confederate monuments. And I also did some research, and I put you're only going to see 2 minutes on the video that I provided about Missouri's 1st district. She's running for the House, U.S. House. She claims, and you're going to have to read the article because it cut short on the film of the murder, claims that the whole George Floyd death was fake, that George is alive and well. Another false flag conspiracy theory, and she is black, and she is running as a Republican with the party's backing. That shows you how sorry Republican government we have here in Missouri, or overall. The National Republican Party is going to back somebody with conspiracy theories? Oh, shit, that's right. They do that a lot. But that's, the shit they watch is red flag bullshit conspiracy theories. Trump administration hostile takeover of the Voice of America. Global media, heads of the U.S. global media agencies fired by Trump appointee, I believe his name is Mike Pack, all at once, and also all the board of directors of all those other media companies involved. He's replacing them with Trump supporters with no experience whatsoever. And all those that have been fired are not going down without a fight. That's the good news in that story. And the last word, greatest threat to the rule of law. And this is where I do touch on the Judiciary Committee's hearing yesterday. That, like always, was Republicans causing chaos. And like I say, what I call, how dare you go after mein Führer? Mein Führer would only have the best with A.G. Barr. Gohmert made an idiot of himself, asked not one question of Donald Ayers, but what he was doing was banging on his desk trying to interrupt his testimony. Real bright cookie they've got out of Texas there. And they also announced yesterday the Department of Just Trump announced that Bill Barr will appear on July 28th. I'll believe that when it happens. And they have been after him for over a year now. So, like I said, I'll believe it when it happens. On Trump's handling of coronavirus, New York Times, CINA college poll, disapprove 58%, and just about Donald's handling of the coronavirus, approve is at 38%. The poll also 55% certain contain the spread of coronavirus, even if it hurts the economy, 55%. Restart the economy, even if it increases the risk to public health, 34%. So, Donnie, you ain't got the people on your side. In fact, you're going down in the polls. I believe I'm going to do this one by memory. I think he was Biden's at 50%. Donnie is 2 more points this week to 36% against Joe Biden. So things are starting to turn around. I think there are a lot more Republicans that are going to be peeling off. All right, the people in the House or in my blue room have picked up. Let's see. Hello, Netta. Let's see if I see any new faces out here. Let me go down. Okay. And I understand some of you won't be seen, and I don't know if you even get counted. If you can't get in my blue room, it may not be counting you there. But I think there's hope for that. You should be able to comment after the show is over down below where it's like and share and subscribe. And I would like to see a lot more subscribers. I would also like to see a lot more views. I ask for your help on sharing this show and sharing this shit to the American people. If I can get 1,400 people to view, on Facebook, I should be able to bring the numbers up on views on my YouTube show. All right. I will let you go. That's about all I got today. Expect a lot more this evening. Uh, I can hopefully be around, finish dinner by the time our secret meeting happens for the Blue Dots, because I always like to be there as much as I can. All right, we had another one come in. Let's see if I can identify that person. And I'll just read some comments since I'm basically through. All I've got to do is today I'll go down at the bottom of this on YouTube and put my information of how to contact me, how to help me out. And basically, everybody knows my P.O. box. If you're a friend, you can send me a personal messenger and I'll send you my street address. Blue Dots and other friends, if you're in my friend list, then I trust you. You're not the enemy, so I'm able to do that. My P.O. box, and for your cards and letters and your donations is always appreciated. Also, my PayPal information will be out there. And just keep in mind when I put the memes out on Facebook, Randall Curvin is Rantin Randy. So I just wanted to pass that along to some new people watching. It is not a requirement. I'll be out here regardless. This is my work, and this is what I do for the love of our country and this great Blue Dot family. I've never felt love like I get from this Blue Dot family. I will let you go. Remember, go down, like, and share, subscribe, and all that shit. And I will see you on my Friday Beer and Bud celebration on Facebook tomorrow around 6 p.m. Make sure, and if you can, bring friends. Would appreciate it. Have a good one. I'll leave you with peace. Resist, persist, and insist that on November 3rd, we flush the damn herd and all the Republicans, starting at the bottom from local, going up all the way to your presidential vote. Vote blue, baby. And we'll see you soon. Share this shit. Bye bye now. Share this shit.